On one fateful night, while Madonna was returning from rehearsal, she was attacked by a group of men with knives. No one came to her rescue. She was left with no choice but to submit to their demands in order to stay alive. This video reveals how Madonna applied her brilliance and tenacity on her journey to acquiring fame. She went after her dreams even when the odds were against her. The versatile and highly skilled singer has made waves in the entertainment industry for the past 4 decades. Although there are a lot of powerful artists in the music industry, Madonna has remained at the forefront for a long time. She has pushed every barrier to become the musician she is now, and has earned her title as the Queen of Pop. She has achieved remarkable success over the years and has released over 13 soulful albums. The world is certainly familiar with her music and the way it has evolved over the years. One thing that's remained consistent about her over the years is her drive to be the best and not just like the rest. Despite having achieved her dreams, the story of how she was able to leave her family and move to a new country to pursue her dreams is indeed admirable. Madonna learned ballet under Christopher Flynn for several years while she was still in high school. Dance was the one thing that helped her cope in life, especially because she lost her mother to breast cancer at a young age. As time went by, Madonna realized that as much as she loved school, she didn't want to spend the rest of her life in an unfulfilling job. She later made a shocking decision to drop out of college in 1979 and move to New York City to pursue her dreams of being an entertainer. However, her relocation wasn't favorable at the time. All she had was a bag full of dreams and $35 in her pocket. She didn't really have the support of her dad at the time, and she had to figure life out on her own. Moving to New York was the bravest thing she had ever done, as she took a plane for the very first time in her life to a new city by herself. She spent her first few months in New York working menial jobs and taking classes at dance theaters. Her living situation wasn't very favorable, but she tried her best to focus on her goal. The neighborhood that she was able to afford was a dangerous one, and it came with a lot of disadvantages. In fact, Madonna opened up in an interview about one of the worst days of her life in that neighborhood. She said she was returning from rehearsal one night when a gang of men stopped her and held her at knife point. They forced her to perform fellatio that night. The fact that she was able to rise above the challenges that she faced in the first few years of her career is inspiring. Madonna later got gigs as a backup dancer and backup singer for already established artists in the late 1970s. Madonna took a chance on herself, becoming a solo artist. Madonna initially intended to focus on her dance career for a while. She had been dancing her whole life, and she believed that she was good at it. However, as time went by and her exposure to a world of entertainers opened her eyes to the possibility of being more than just a backup dancer, she discovered her singing abilities and began to work as a backup singer as well. As of 1979, she was performing as a backup dancer for French disco artist Patrick Hernandez. She later joined a band where she sang, danced, and played drums for her then-boyfriend Dan Gilroy. After a while, she grew unsatisfied with the group and decided to start writing and recording her own songs with Stephen Bray. However, in the early 1980s, she made a decision to take a chance on herself. She knew how talented she was, and she knew the potential she had. She was tired of hiding behind already established artists. She wanted to be in the spotlight too. This decision was one of the best decisions she had ever made for her career. It wasn't easy for her to make it in the industry as a solo artist at first, but she kept striving until she got a yes. Her self-promotion led to her eventual success. Now that Madonna is already established, she doesn't need to look for ways to promote her songs anymore. It wasn't always this easy for her to get people to listen to her songs. In fact, when she became a solo artist, she had to go from one nightclub to another looking for disc jockeys to play her demo. She knew that her songs were amazing, and she just needed to get them to the right audience. Madonna took it upon herself to visit numerous nightclubs for months as she hoped to get the attention of some DJs. She faced several rejections. Some people didn't agree to play her songs, but she persisted for a while. After self-promoting for several months, DJ Mark Kamins, who worked at Danceteria, got interested in her music. He started listening to her music often, and that was what gave her songs the exposure she needed. After a while, DJ Kamins saw how good she was and decided to help her by introducing her to Seymour Steen, who was the president of Sire Records at the time. Sire Records was a subsidiary of the popular American record label Warner Records. They liked Madonna's music and decided to give her a shot. She signed a deal for 3 singles and 1 album under Sire Records, which was officially the beginning of her success in the music industry. DJ Kamins produced her debut single titled Everybody, and it was launched in nightclubs and on television in December 1982. Madonna successfully recorded several other songs after that, and they all topped charts at the time. The only reason why she was able to attain the success that she got at the time was that she persevered and was willing to promote herself when no one else believed in her. Her singles became hits in the United Kingdom and the U.S. for the most part in the early 1980s. She strived for excellence in her music career. After the success of her first few singles, Madonna started looking for a producer to work with on her upcoming album, Madonna. She wanted her very first album to be excellent, so she hired the then-popular record producer, Reggie Lucas. When he was done producing the tracks, she was not satisfied with the completed tracks. His production techniques were not in line with the kind of album she wanted to release. She wanted nothing but the best, so she asked DJ Jelly Bean to work on the album's production. When he was done with the production, the album was released. It ended up performing way better than her first singles. Some tracks on the album became international top 10 songs, and the album made it to number 8 on the Billboard 200. Madonna's excellence paved the way for her to grow into one of the most successful artists in the world. She has continued to stand out from the rest over the years. She has sold millions of copies of each album she's released. Madonna is truly the queen of pop. Hey, if you're enjoying the video so far, be sure to give it a like and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and stick around for a lot more about Madonna. She has embraced versatility and reinvention for decades. One thing that has stood out about Madonna over the years is her willingness to transform into a better artist each passing year. Even with the recognition she has gotten from billions of people worldwide, she still strives to release better songs. She has pushed the boundaries of mainstream music in the past years and has managed to maintain total control of her music career. Madonna has continued to show up as a powerful artist even after years of career wins. Her continuous reinvention and versatility in songwriting, performances, music production, and music presentation have set her apart from other musicians. Madonna is truly an inspiration to many, and her brilliance is admirable. Which of these facts about Madonna caught your interest the most? Let us know in the comment section below, and check out the next video in this series.